Hello, good afternoon, or should we say good evening, and welcome to Talking Trade with On the Tools. My name's Andy. I'll be your host for the next half an hour or so. And tonight, or today, I should say, we're talking about material costs and supply issues. So have you been affected at all by any material costs or supply issues? Let us know in the comments, because I think it's a big problem that's affecting us all across the trades world. Are you struggling to get stuff? Are you struggling to get hold of like timber and cement and stuff? Or is it costing you so much money that you can't do the job for a while? Please let us know in the comments, because if you do let us know in the comments, then you will be in a chance of winning a On the Tools hoodie. People usually go, ooh, in that little part. But if you want to get hold of one of these, they recommend a retail price of about 30 quid, something like that. All you got to do is just put a comment in about what we're talking about, and then we will pull a winner at the end by a randomizer. Apparently it's called a randomizer. But before we got that, we have to talk about what happened last night in the football. Well, we're going to sing a song or something, you lot, aren't you, isn't it?
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home.
Yeah, look at that, rent a crowd. So yeah, that was brilliant, wasn't it, last night, that football? And hopefully we'll all be watching it on Sunday. And are we going to win? What do you reckon? Are we going to win? Are we going to beat Italy? Are we going to thrash them in the final? Will we win the Euros, the first thing that we've won really since 1966? So hopefully it's coming home. So get your comments in about that as well, and let us know about the football. But first of all, I want to introduce my first guest that got me in the studio. Hello to Max. How are you, my mate?
I'm all right, mate. Thank you for having me.
Good man. No worries. Thank you for coming in. Where are you from?
South Yorkshire, North Lincolnshire border.
Okay. Take very long to get down to our sunny Birmingham?
A couple of hours, mate. Nice steady drive, yeah.
So tell us about your business. What does your business do?
Extensions and new builds, and we do a bit of developing as well.
Okay, so big jobs.
Well, if you want to say big, no.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a thing about saying big job, mate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A Yorkshire thing.
You never say big job.
Oh, right. I've just done a big job.
Someone who's doing someone's garden say, I've got a big job on you.
Okay.
Big job, is it?
But bigger, I mean,
Don't big job me, is what I'm saying.
Is it?
Yeah.
So, because I'm an electrician, so I only do little half-day jobs, lights and things like easy work, really.
We like something we can get stuck into.
Yeah. So, do you employ many people? Have you got many
A
people?
couple of guys, yeah. A few guys, 3 guys.
And are they brickies or are they just carpenters?
Yeah, so we've got a roofer, a brickie, and a joiner, and by trade, I'm a brickie.
Okay.
What they'll tell you, I'm never on site, but I am.
I was saying, are you still on the tools?
Yeah, of course, yeah. You can't leave them.
No. So, what's the main materials that you buy for your business? What's the things you usually buy in?
Obviously, we see jobs right through from start to finish, from the ground to completion. So we buy all of the materials. We're struggling with a lot of things at the minute, so, as I'm sure everybody is.
Yeah.
So,
well, we'll talk about the supply stuff first, and then we'll talk about the pricing afterwards. So, on when you're doing a build, anything you're working on at the moment? Anything big?
No, small. So just finishing an extension off. We're starting another extension after that, and then a renovation.
Okay.
After that, we've got on.
So block and brick on the back, and
block and bricks, render, stuff like that. Yeah.
So on that extension you're doing at the moment, and over the last few months, what problems have you found trying to get
today? So today we're finishing an extension off, just an average day on the tools. After that was done, I wasn't doing all of it at all, hardly any. Just so my guys don't kill me.
Just supervising.
Yeah. So we're finishing an extension off, plasterboarding stage. So then we moved on just to an insurance work, finishing a brick pillar. Okay. Went to get a few little small bags of sand. This is just today, for instance.
Just normal sharp sand?
Normal building sand.
Yeah.
None in. Right, okay. So get a picture from the guys. They're having to shovel sand into the back of the van, saying war times. No cement in the store. So luckily we've got a few in our yard. We've got stocked up when we can as and when we can. So, which I'm sure everybody's aware of. There's shortages on everything, and you're having to order things and put your name on things and reserve all different aspects and stuff like plasterboard. The mill of the insulation on the back of it, we couldn't get the one we wanted, so we had to get a different one and cut it down.
So it's even affecting plasterboard?
Oh, massively. That was a massive thing at the start of the pandemic. Yeah.
So they've got loose sand. You could gravel the. You
Oh,
could.
they did in store, yeah. Everywhere's different. I mean, different stockists are struggling with different things. It depends what they sell mainly, you know, and what they can get stocked on.
So when in the good days when you would drive into that merchants, usually how many bags of sand would they have and how many bags?
Oh, pallets.
Pallets of pallets.
And it used to be where you could argue with prices and be like, well, them up the road's doing it for this, you know, we can get it for this. And you used to be able to hammer each individual stockist on price. Now, if they've got it, buy it, because you might not have it within an hour. So
And
that's what it's like for us anyway.
when you ask the merchants about it, what do they say the reason is they haven't got any sand?
All different. Obviously, one of the first things, pandemic, mixed with Brexit, they're saying containers for stuff like Indian stone. We did a patio the other month. Containers went from £700 shipping cost to £7,000 shipping costs in the space of a month. They're blaming Brexit, aggregates and cement shortages. They're blaming HS2.
Yeah,
They're saying they're buying it all from up here and sending it down there. So thanks, Boris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a list. I found a list of reasons. There's like nearly 10 different reasons that people say. For timber, one of the main excuses apparently where the timber comes from, because it's not really grown in this country. Where it comes from, there was a bad wood season, so they couldn't grow as many trees.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that one, to be fair.
That's one apparently. They're also blaming it on the Suez Canal, because they know that boat got stuck in the Suez Canal.
Oh, I've had a lot of things on that boat.
Yeah, everything.
I'm sure everybody's had something on that boat. Yeah,
Everything was on that
yeah.
boat.
One of my toothbrushes were on that boat even.
In sort of more demand from other countries. Apparently, America has bought up.
That's the
all of
biggest
wood.
one I keep hearing.
Yeah, I've heard that. By the way, let us know if you've heard these excuses as well. COVID, as you said,
Obviously.
Brexit, that always gets brought up, doesn't it? As a blame. The construction boom, which is happening worldwide.
Yeah.
Apparently, we haven't seen a construction boom like this since June 1997. So that long ago, it's the most busiest been. I don't know if that's affecting you guys watching as well. One I read today was a lack of lorry drivers to deliver the stuff. There's not enough lorry drivers.
Well, they have to have loads of breaks, don't they? That's their problem. Yeah.
Sleeping in the bike. Another one that's been brought up as a bottleneck in a river in China where a lot of materials come through. That affects steel and copper apparently. And as you said, HS2. I don't know if you listening have heard any more excuses. Let us know if you have. Put your comments. We've got some comments of people that have been affected. Let's have a look what people are saying. Here we go. There's Barry. Supply shortage on decking, because there's timber, I suppose, is a bloody nightmare, along with cement. So decking is so expensive. Do you do any decking jobs or anything like that?
No, I don't know. But obviously, everyone's staying at home. Did the gardens up, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you was waiting in a call for somebody to answer it, chances are they're doing the decking out back of their house. So.
Yeah. Okay, so someone else, we've got Graham there. Hello from sunny Scotland. Graham, will you be supporting us in the football tomorrow night? That's what we want to know, because unfortunately Scotland got knocked out, didn't they, a while back? But hello to you, my friend. Jim, MDF is looking a bit shaky now. So that's even a manufactured wood, isn't it? Do you use any MDF for anything? Or?
No, but OSB, what's people paying for that? Let us know, because I went into the merchants the other day. We was paying £13 a board for it, shot up to £30 a board.
Really? What size is that?
11 mil.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 mil. For bracing, OSB. Crazy.
So it used to be £14, but now it's
£13, £14, £30. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's in the space of a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. I think we've got time for one more comment. Tony says, it's coming home. We haven't heard that enough this week, but yeah, you're right there, Tony. I think it is hopefully coming home. And let us know your football comments or what's your scoreline predictions. Let us know what the score is going to be. And so we were talking about sand and different aggregates, because apparently HS2's using all that up. What other materials have you found hard to get hold of?
All sorts. So I built my own house start of the year, and I got all the windows, everything, bar my front door.
All right.
My front door, the composite door panel, get this, that's from China, shipped over here.
It's on that river, on that boat.
Apparently it was on a boat, and they weren't releasing him because of the shipping costs, whatever that is like. And then they routed over here, so we was waiting. All the windows and everything was in. We couldn't get the doors. Completed in January. Couldn't get the doors till May.
Crikey.
End of April.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? What about timber? Have you found like getting different timber sizes? And apparently that's the big one. That's the big one that everyone's struggling with.
Yeah. Obviously, you're starting to go away from the big suppliers that are common, that you can just pull in and buy it off the shelf, and using timber yards, where if you can't get any 4x2, they'll cut 8x2 up and sell you as much as you want type thing. So it's
Have you found a problem trying to get wood?
Well, yeah.
Said the vicar.
Ask my wife.
Go see the doctor.
Yeah, obviously, everyone's struggling.
Yeah. Apparently, the 5 top things that we're struggling to get hold of. Timber's number 1. That's the thing we're really struggling to get hold of. And we'll talk about their prices in a minute. Cement's the second one. Apparently, a bag of cement is like gold dust, cement dust. Steel is number 3, getting hold of steel. I think that affects prices more than anything. Aggregates, because as we just said, that HS2 are buying up every aggregate going, and they will do for a couple of years going. And plastic, and apparently cardboard as well is really short supply, because everybody's got loads of cardboard in their garage and they're not recycling it, so we haven't got any cardboard. I've also heard about bricks and roof tiles. Have you had any problems getting bricks? Or we were talking about that.
Yeah, so we was on about it earlier.
Yeah. You've got a theory behind the bricks.
I have my own theory, which comes from suppliers that supply us.
Okay.
But I don't think that's affecting what's going on right now. I think that's totally different. But whether it is or not,
what's your theory on that? You got
you want me to tell people my theory?
No, I love this.
I'm not a flat earther.
They'll agree with it.
Yeah. Comment on what you think too. Yeah. So I was told by a supplier, I'm not going to put the liability on my own head, that they meet a certain quota every year. So your tile companies, your brick companies, they sell what they need to sell. So they meet that quota. They don't want to go over it for tax reasons.
Okay.
So they'll save it, and once they've sold what they need to sell, hold them. Massive yards, and they have got massive yards. I've driven around a couple of them. And then January, they put the price up. So the bricks have made already, but they're just pumping the price up.
So the word on the street is that there's loads of bricks hidden away somewhere.
Probably. Yeah, I guarantee it. Yeah, guarantee it.
I love little conspiracies like that. Going on to the timber, that's what I've heard a lot. There's a picture that we've knocked up just to show you the comparison of what timber costs. Like back in January 2020, what £1,000 would buy you in timber compared to what it was in January 21. And you can see near enough, our fantastic graphics team has put that together, that it's doubled in price, isn't it? It's gone up in... is doubled. I've heard 80% to 100%, and you've just telling me about that OSB's gone up from £14. So I like that
picture
graphic.
Right now is just a box of matches. that's hold of it, isn't it? It's going to get you now £1,000. Let's look at
some photographs that we've had sent in of what people are using maybe instead of this is a little thing we've got, a little something we put together. I saw this the other day. It's quite funny. When the missus takes you to asks her to take you somewhere expensive, you take her to the timber yard. I've got some technical difficulties there. I think the photographs must be a copyright or something like that. But maybe we'll come there. There it is. When the missus asks you to take her somewhere expensive for dinner, there they are in a timber yard there somewhere. So that's probably more expensive than going for dinner somewhere by the sounds of it, on a piece of OSB there. Next up, we've got, instead of using cement, because we can't get any cement, God, it's a proper bodge in there. Can you see that right here? Without your readers on?
I ain't got my glasses on. Yeah, I can see it.
Instead of using cement, they've used the magic expanding foam, which gets used everywhere on everything these days, isn't it? So have you ever seen any bodge jobs like that? Let us know in the comments. They not just one block, they've done a whole load of blocks there. Instead of using cement, they've used expanding foam. I know the guys here like expanding foam as well. So that's what they use instead of cement. That's a timber scaffolding there outside of a house, a lovely tower scaffolding made out of timber, which probably cost more than a real tower scaffolding did at the moment. So is that safe or not? I don't know. We were looking at a hotel, one of those swipe cards where you make the lights come on, and that is someone's done some filling around.
It's not my job, mate. That's what that is.
That looks like something from a TripAdvisor, doesn't it? Next, we've got all the plumbers watching. Have you done anything like that? Although that wood probably was, that bit of timber they've used there is probably more than the job cost. I see that quite a bit. Don't you? Pipes propped up and different things like that.
See all sorts.
And there's a guy there. He's trying to get to the wholesalers as quick as he can because he's heard that some cement's come in, and he's just driven into the cement they've just laid. So I'm sure he's down the job centre now, that chap, with his van that's in concrete. I absolutely love that. Let's have a look at the comments. What's coming? What's people saying about the material shortage? I think we've got 4. Ben Chivers there. Hello, Ben. Thanks for writing in, mate. Doors and door furniture have been a pain in the ass over the last few weeks. So that's the hinges, I suppose, and the locks and handles and things.
It's constantly changing, though, isn't it? Like different things every other week. There's a shortage of this now. There's a shortage of that.
Yeah.
Like,
I know screws.
What's happening? Type
Like a
thing.
shortage of screws or some reason. Maybe that's the steel.
Yeah. The other day,
Yeah. So locks and handles. We've got another one coming here. Finky Stingers McFarlane. Hello, Finkers. How you doing, mate? Tools are becoming cheaper, but materials are going up. So tools are becoming cheaper. That's interesting, isn't it? Have you bought any tools lately? Any new tools?
No. Cement mixer.
Yeah. More expensive than the other days? Or?
Not more expensive, just harder to get hold of.
Yeah. Tools are getting cheaper, materials are going up. Thank you for that, Stinky McFinky. Lee Nichols, copper prices has gone up. Yeah, Lee, I'm an electrician. I don't buy that much wire. I don't really keep my tabs on it, really. But someone did tell me that copper had gone up 90%. So, like, cable would be doubling in price. That happened a while ago because China was buying every single metal going in the world.
I can believe it. I was speaking to our electrician just the other day, and he said 40% in the last couple of weeks. So to say it's gone up 90%, I bet that's over the space of 12 months. Yeah,
it makes our jobs more expensive. That's the problem, isn't it? And we got one more comment from Martin. Hey, Martin. Drywall screws are out of stock. So that must be the steel thing again, I suppose, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Crikey. Thank you for coming. Keep your comments coming in. What are you struggling with? What can't you get hold of? Tell us what prices you're paying for stuff.
Yeah, OSB. I want to know what people are paying for.
Let's have an OSB challenge.
Did I get robbed the other day?
Is Max getting robbed by £30 a sheet of OSB? Let's know what prices you're paying for that, and also keep your score predictions coming in. We're gonna go to someone. Hopefully, we're gonna go to someone online. We're gonna go to speak to Josh Williams now, who's been having a bit of trouble. There might be a slight delay on there. There he is. Hello, Josh. Can you hear me, mate? I know you're doing well.
Yeah, I can hear you good now. I can hear you good.
Ah, good man. What do you do for a living, Josh? What's your trade, mate?
I'm a chippy by trade, mate. So I do like stair refurbishment and wardrobes and just things like that, like, you know.
Okay. You're busy at the moment, I take it?
Yeah, really busy. I think we all are at the minute. It's chaos, like, you know. So I think that's a big reason behind the price of the materials. I think that it's just demand, you know. They know people need the materials, so I think they're charging the prices, you know. So
yeah. So what bits are you struggling with? What can't you get hold of, or what are you waiting weeks and weeks for?
To be honest with you, mate, I'm not. It's not so bad in the case of waiting weeks and weeks. It's more so the prices of materials for me. A few weeks ago, I priced the job up. I needed 15 sheets of birch ply, and the job wasn't confirmed for, say, 2 weeks. But when I went to buy the materials, once the job was confirmed, the sheets of ply went up from £50 a sheet up to £70 a sheet. So an extra £20 per sheet in 2 weeks, you know. So I had to go back to the customer then and say, look, you know, it's not the same price. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the minute, you know, with when I'm giving prices to people. If they don't book that job within a couple of days, I can't guarantee that the price is going to be the same, you know.
So have you had any, like that job, for instance, where you've priced a job, and then when you've gone to buy the materials are much more expensive? Has that caused you any problems of customers like cancelled or anything, or they said we're not paying those prices?
They've been all right, mate, because what I'm trying to do, I kind of get that clear from the start now. You know, I kind of say, look, I don't mean to be pushy or anything, but you know, if you don't let me know within 2 to 3 days, I can't guarantee that the prices are going to be the same, like, you know. So they know that from the start, and you know, as long as they book the job within a week, there's no major, you know, price change as such, like, you know. So.
And you were telling us then about your birch going up sort of £20 for a sheet.
Yeah.
If you have if you've had problems with like the guys were saying about like door furniture then and screws and fixings, any problems getting hold of any other sort of stuff, any materials?
Yes, doors. Yeah, so like you say, I think that gone are the days. I do a lot of handrail and spindles. So I used to be able to go into Mon Timber, which is my local timber merchants, pick up a length of handrail and go fit it that same day. I can't do that anymore. I have to book it at least a week or 2 weeks in advance, so I know that it's there. Otherwise, if you leave it last minute, you're running around like headless chicken trying to find it, and it cocks your whole day up, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what prices have you seen go up with timber? I know you said about your birch there, but what other prices? And the most important thing, how much are you paying them for a sheet of OSB? Oh, it's lagging.
I don't really. I can't say I get a lot of OSB, mate. To be honest with you, I get a lot of MDF. Um, that's a pain in the ass. It's lagging. Yeah, I get MDF. What was I getting? I get a lot of moisture resistant MDF. I haven't bought any recently. I was paying, I think, about £20, £21 a sheet, and I think it's like 30-40 quid a sheet now, like, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Well, thanks for letting us go. I think we're getting a bit laggy there, mate. So I know we've got to get the signal down to Wells. Sounds like come back a bit. Sorry that Wells got knocked out. What do you think the score prediction is for tomorrow, for Sunday's?
I don't know, mate. I can't say I follow it. I can't say I follow it. So I won't be on England, though, man. So.
All right, mate. That's fair enough. Thanks so much for joining us.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Thank you, mate. Keep your comments coming in. Let us know. Of course, if you do comment, you are in with a chance of winning the hoodie there. So just let us know what's going on with materials, or just let us know what you think the score is going to be on Sunday, or even if you follow football or you don't really care about football. Just get your comments in, and we'll pick a winner at random at the end. So he's struggling a bit with his materials there, but it's gone up £20 in a sheet in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'll tell you what would be interesting to know. When the pandemic first kicked in and they shut everything and then they opened it back up, plaster.
Oh, yes.
That was a fortune.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember seeing it for sale for £40 a bag. It was £4, £3.80 a bag or whatever. I don't want to give my prices away. No. It was, it was like under a fiver.
Yeah.
Like, and it was on market.
Yeah, they sell them on eBay.
Stuff like that. Yeah, wherever for like 40, 50 quid a bag.
I don't know about that.
Plasterers went on to using something else. I can't remember what it was called. It was white. It said it went off real fast. Yeah.
White stuff, yeah. Let us know if you're struggling with this plaster and everything that we're struggling with. Let's have a look at some more comments have come in. Keep your comments going. Hello, Richie, mate. Marine plywood is £66 a sheet. Crikey. Is that I don't know what the prices would have been before. Is that do you know the prices of that?
Marine ply was obviously expensive, but that seems a bit serious. What can we do? It's all doom and gloom, isn't it? But everything's getting busy though. Yeah, everything's busier. Everyone's busy. There's work everywhere, but materials are just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Let's have a look at everyone that's come in there from Daniel. Hey, Dan. Everyone I buy materials from are now saying there is a shortage and it's due to the ferry boat that got stuck in the canal.
Yeah.
Well, I've just given them 8 more excuses.
That's chestnut, isn't it?
Everything. You're next to your toothbrush is on there.
Yeah. A digger. I inquired about, not that I'm going to buy one because the prices have gone crazy, but I inquired about getting a new digger. None about. All the engines was on that boat. For the machines, for the diggers, yeah.
That was a heavy boat. No wonder it got stuck.
Yeah.
And one more comment before we move on to our next guest. Yogi Bear, 38 by 63 CLS went from £3.7 to £4.66. So that's like a 50% increase, I suppose, isn't it?
That's per metre. I'm guessing that's per metre. That's crazy. Yeah,
crikey. That is crazy. Thanks for your comments, guys. Keep them coming in. It's very interesting. Let us know what you're paying for OSB, and if you're also struggling with any plaster.
What's the most that someone paid for a bag just to keep going?
How much have you paid? What's the maximum you've paid for a bag of plaster? When it happened last time, or a bag of cement? What's that you didn't want to pay, but you had to pay it to get the job done. Let's go and talk to some other guests now. We've got a father and son, the Brick Lane team, Steve and Alex Kennedy. They've joined us. How are you doing, my mates?
Good, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. You've had a busy day today.
Well, you have.
I have. I've been grinding, so that's not been fun today. So we're still covered in dust, haven't I?
Been grinding. What, repointing or something?
Yeah.
Dusty,
Yeah.
you didn't want any of that, Alex. You had a day off.
Oh no, I'm smart. I know not to be grinding out in this weather.
His birthday next week, so he has a week off. It's his birthday week off.
Oh, right. A week.
Yeah.
God, that's a good company to work for.
You're only young ones, so.
That's right. All right, don't rub it in. Guys, what problems have you had materials and things? What's the main thing that you can't get hold of or you've found a problem with price?
Well, one of the most recent with the material shortage, we were doing a giant shed building for someone out of concrete blocks, and we about halfway through the job we were all out of blocks, and we were ringing up our merchant saying like, when's the next few packs coming? And it's like, oh well, we don't know. It could be a few weeks, so which isn't good for us because obviously we halfway through we need to get it finished. So in the end, I think we ended up getting a timber firm to bring us some blocks, and then we were the handballing 2 packs of blocks off the van, then moving them back over to the job.
5 packs of blocks came on a transit pickup, so we had to handball them all off. No crane, because it came from a timber merchant. Don't know where it came from.
That's just your normal standard concrete block.
Yep.
Yeah.
7 Newton concrete block.
And when you speak to the wholesalers about it, what's the excuse they give for those blocks not being in stock?
They don't give a specific excuse. They just say we can't get hold of them. But I've heard 9 of your excuses, but the only one I haven't heard is the China one. But I've heard all the others, all of the 9. I've heard them from various people.
Yeah. What about cement? That seems they're saying that's like gold dust. I mean, I don't use cement, but the guys I work with, they say that's like getting hold of gold dust.
Yeah, we've not been so bad for cement, have we?
It's gone up in price in a few places, but
Yeah.
it's been fairly okay to get a hold of.
Mainly building sand.
Building sand's been the main problem, yeah. Like similar to before we've had to bag it ourselves, yeah.
Crikey. So what Max was saying about having to load it in the back of the van rather than get it in the bags. That's weird that you can get it loose, but I guess people would rather have it in bags, so that's why they've sold out of it.
Well, nobody stocks. Very few people stock it loose anymore. They have it bagged in ton bags, and it just gets delivered in ton bags. Whereas you used to go to the builders merchants, then you have bays with all the loose aggregates in, and nobody does that anymore. So basically, they're just bringing a ton bag out and saying, "Help yourself out of the ton bag." But they weren't bagged in small bags.
Apart from the blocks and the sand stuff, is there anything else that you use that you're struggling to get hold of?
Well, we do a bit of fencing as well, and you try and get hold of a 6-foot feather edge board at the moment. There's just not about. And we did our fence about 15 months ago, and we were paying I think 85 pence a board plus that, and you're probably looking 180, 190 a board plus that now.
That's more than
Same
100%.
boards. Yeah, that's just the boards. That's not counting the posts and rails as well, because we do timber. We don't do concrete, so it's very expensive. It's the same again. If you price a job and you don't get the job done within a few weeks, the price is rocketed.
Yeah. What's your personal theories behind it all? Behind the material shortage to start with?
Here's a new one that you might not have heard. This is the one we got told by the timber merchant. Is there's a container full of timber coming, or seven ships of timber coming to our country, and the Americans have said we'll pay double for it. So basically, they went to America instead. That's the other one. I've heard.
I've heard that one. Is it that ship that's on the Suez Canal that was stuck on the Suez Canal?
Yeah,
Could be.
in a 3-point term.
What about your colleagues in the trade? Have you heard from them? Anything that's affecting them, or any sort of stories where they've had to cancel work or anything like that?
The only one really we've been on site a lot, but the big sites tend to stockpile stuff, so they get everything first. And the site we've just been on, they had roof tiles galore, but apparently they're not making them at the moment. Oh yeah, and just attached to that with the bricks, we had a problem with bricks yesterday, and we spoke to the supplier, and she said basically you won't get all of these for a few weeks yet because they're not making any until the middle of August. They actually stopped manufacturing the bricks, which could be a little porcupine. They could be as as the other builder said, there could be stockpiled somewhere.
I heard a theory about bricks yesterday, and the chap told me, I don't know whether this is true. You might let me know this, chaps, but he told me that the ovens to bake the bricks take 14 weeks to heat up to bake them. And they're so far behind because they stopped making them in I don't know, downtime or COVID times, that because they had that 14-week break, that they can't keep up with demand. Have you ever heard about that? The ovens take that long?
No.
I heard that. I heard that in 2008 when the recession happened and all the brick factories were closed down. But I heard that they kept the furnaces or ovens, whatever they're called, they kept them open, and basically someone was employed just to keep them going because it was too expensive to close them down to start them up again.
Yeah. Maybe they've got a book of excuses that they go to find out which one to use. Just before we go, what's the most expensive material that you're using at the moment?
It'll be the timber, but it's, just as slightly aside from that is you try and get hold of an FP3 mask.
Okay.
They, I know I heard on the news the other day that they recommended that the NHS use just FP3s now, which means we've got no chance because we've been told by Health and Safety that we've got to use FP3 for the silica dust, and you can't get them, and if you can, they're like 12 quid for two.
Yeah.
And these are disposable masks.
I know. Back when the lockdown started, people were selling those masks for £20 each because they were all going.
Well,
chaps, thank you so much for joining us. Just before we go, what do you think the score is going to be on Sunday night?
I don't want to sound too optimistic, just in case.
3-0 England.
3-0. Steve straight in there. 3-0. What do you reckon, Alex?
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Hope it all goes well. Thank you very much. Let's quickly go to the comments, then we'll finish off with Max here. We've got 5 to look at. Adam, hello, Adam. Thanks for writing in, mate. A builder I was doing the electrics for an extension was paying £25 a bag of plaster a month ago because he had to finish the job on time. So what's the normal price of a bag of plaster?
It used to be. Do you know what do we call normal now?
Yeah.
Used to be under a fiver.
Under a fiver?
Yeah.
But this guy's spending £25 to...
Crazy. No, it's believable. It's
Yeah,
£40 I remember when it first happened last time. Yeah. But
Bloody hell.
then they got back on top of things.
Crikey. What else have we got? Hello, Nick. Thank you, mate. 18mm MR MDF. 3 months ago, I paid £30 for an 8 before. Today it was good, £61. It's a bit like your OSB. No one's coming in the OSB.
More than double.
Yeah, more than double. So the 80% thing, so it's like 110%, isn't it? Thank you, mate. Brett, hello, Brett. HS2's taking everything. Yeah, I've heard that, buddy. No cement anywhere as a joke. I've heard cement is all aggregates. They're taking everything, all hardcore, gravel, everything. So, yeah, they are taking everything. And that's going to go on for years, apparently. Dan says manufacturers are recouping the costs from COVID. Yeah, that might be another
that's
theory.
the thing. What do people think?
Yeah, and creating supply and demand on being... Because I guess there is theories. Why has the price gone up? Why?
Yeah, what's caused it?
It's
Everyone's blaming shipping, but
yeah, it's delayed, isn't it? But why
you kind of half believe them and think you're just robbing us.
Yeah.
Is that...
We've got time for one more comment here from Nick. Hey, Nick, would timber yards are like gold reserves? We could do a heist on a timber yard. So yeah, that's right. Thank you for your comments, guys. Thank you very much for that. So what do we reckon the answer is, mate? We just got to suck it and see. I mean, go
Carry on.
through. Carry on.
Carry on. That's all we can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, it's so busy. Everything's so busy. It's like a good time.
Yeah.
You know. But the only thing is, you can't hold your prices.
Yeah. That's the thing. Have you had any jobs put back, jobs cancelled at all because of prices?
Yeah, a couple. At the start, couple of jobs pulled out because of the pandemic. Didn't want to know, wanted to see what they was going to do. A couple of investors wanting to build houses.
Okay.
Only a couple, but they pulled out. I bet they wish they'd have built them because obviously prices are doubled. So yeah, they should have gambled really and done it. So.
Oh, crikey. I was talking to a chap yesterday. He told me about the brick ovens. He said he priced a job for porcelain floors, and he says that porcelain hasn't been affected that much, until he told me this. He said he priced it like 6 weeks ago. They accepted it. When he went to order it, the porcelain tiles had gone up £400 for 20 square meters.
Wow.
They got-
Yeah, it's believable. It's
Yeah.
believable. Yeah.
It's
It's
everything.
affecting absolutely everything. Things you wouldn't have even imagined. You know, I can't name them all, but you're like, what? Why's that gone up? You know.
But do you think people are just jumping on the price hike wagon to make a bit more money, or is it genuine?
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, you can't. When you go to a customer, and everyone will relate to this, you're saying it. They think you're just trying to get a bit more money out of them, and you're like, you know what? I'll show you my receipts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because customers.
What are people doing with that? You know, that's a great thing to comment.
Yeah.
What you're saying to your customers, how long you're holding your prices.
It's a hard one, but try and stick with it, guys, if you can. Apparently, it's going to last until the early 2022. So we're in for it for another 6 months for these price hikes. Apparently, it's going to come back down. So try and stick with it as you can, and we'll try and prepare for it. So thank you so much for all your comments coming in. Been a really good one, this one, and hopefully you've got something from it. But there's one person will get something from it, and they are the winner of this week's hoodie, and that is Jim Bob Patrick Chapman. Well done, Jim Bob. Thank you very much for commenting. So you've won that. Just all you have to do is just send your details, your address and the size that you want, and to the page, and we will post that out to you. What's your score predictions for Sunday, mate?
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
To England.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many's
We're
gonna be
winners, aren't we?
penalties? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's all watch the football. Hopefully it's coming home, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
It's coming home. It's coming.